Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the website, the cooking show that has drawn so much attention. The hit counter lock doesn't show you how many people have been watching our show, but we know for a fact people are loving what I'm doing. And I have a wonderful recipe here for mummified pork in red couscous sauce. And I'm going to take a look at that recipe right now. Now, this is right from scratch. I'm just going to work around everything I have. I've got one pork tenderloin, about a pound. Basically got, this stuff is on sale. Got $1 off. It was normally $4.12, but I got $1 off of it. So, and these are not, this is not a pork loin. These are 3 boneless pork ribs. So what we're going to do is use the boneless pork ribs individually and wrap them, and we're going to pan fry this. Now, I'm just looking at the recipe here to verify. It's got to have a meat thermometer. It's going to go into an oven. Yeah, that's not what I'm going to do. Yeah. 3/4 of a cup of heavy whipped cream. Wow. Bring cream and mustard to a boil. 1/4 of a cup of Dijon mustard. And 3/4 of a cup of whipping cream. Until mixture is reduced to 2/3 of a cup, remove the heat, stir in thyme. Okay, I've got some thyme, just a little bit of thyme left. Very little. Okay. Looks like I have enough thyme. 2 teaspoons or a half a teaspoon of dried. I've got a half a teaspoon. Look at that. Okay. So 3/4 of a cup of whipping cream. I'm going to work around that. Okay, one alternative to having whipping cream that's a lower calorie solution is to use milk and yogurt. So I'm going to start with milk and yogurt on this pan right here. Let's get this going on about a level 3. Okay. Put about a half a cup of milk and about a 1/4 cup or 1/8 of a cup of yogurt. This is a much lower calorie solution, so on the sauce, the red sauce. All right. Great. Stir in thyme. Okay. 10 to 15 minutes or until mixture is reduced to 2/3 of a cup. Meanwhile, place pork in a rack in a shallow baking pan. Brush with oil, sprinkle with salt and pepper. Broil 6 inches from the heat for 6 minutes. Remove from the oven, cool slightly. Okay. All right. Let me add the Dijon mustard. Instead of Dijon mustard, I've got a bunch of mustard I need to eat up, so I'm just going to go with some regular yellow mustard, which, by the way, has turmeric in it, whereas Dijon mustard does not. So turmeric is really good for you. Yeah. So I'm just going to use some regular yellow mustard. All right. I also picked up a pound of bacon. We're going to be wrapping this thing with bacon slices. I got this for $2, so that's pretty affordable. I've never used mustard. I've never used mustard in milk. This is really interesting. I'm going to try to do this. Very nice, yeah. Calls for a 1/4 cup, so I'm going to put yellow mustard in there. Okay. I'm going to bring that up to level 6 and get that going to a quick boil so I can bring it up to a reduction. Then I'm going to add my thyme. Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Sorry, I had to do that. Hey, thanks for loving me, and thanks for coming to the show. I appreciate it. You guys are awesome. You know, I don't care what they want. I'm going to put an onion in this. Let's see if they call for an onion. 10 sheets of phyllo dough. Forget it. I'm not going to do that. 6 tablespoons of butter. 1 medium apple peeled. Wrap the phyllo dough around it. I'm going to do a different concept here. It's going to be a baked, they recommend a baked pork. I'm going to pre-cook the pork and I'm going to glaze it in onions. Because you know onions are good in everything. Yeah, I don't really like this recipe, but the apple made me think. You know, I'm living in apple country here. Thank you. I'm glad you like my hair. I'm living in apple country. I was doing apple. One of the things about apples, pork and apples go really well. And I'm going to modify this recipe with some rosemary. Rosemary and pork work really well at apple and thyme. So I'm going to do a little modification here. I'm going to start peeling this. Hello. What happened to my peeler? Oh, here it is. I'm going to start peeling this apple. And this is a non-GMO apple. You'll be glad to see. Let's peel it right here in front of you. I was showing people earlier how easy it is to get something you can flour something in. Have you ever peeled your finger off? That's something you want to avoid too. You don't want to peel, your skin will peel right off if you put your finger there. You gotta be very careful. Oh, I think I'll peel 12 layers of skin off. And then you'll have a real red couscous, won't you? Hey, this is kind of a tribute to the Halloween bash we're going to be doing on the 31st, in which I play Donald Rump. Okay. Red couscous, yes. Fruit is full of acid, great for rotting your teeth, probably stomach. Yeah, but it's great for taking pork down to something a little bit more tender. That pork I'm going to get going right now on the back grill because I'm making my own modification of this recipe. All right. Plus, I'm adding a Santa Fe picante sauce. Yeah, just some salsa that you might have sitting in the refrigerator. I'm doing my own version. Hey, don't call me a guy who's going to be somebody's wife, because frankly, I don't believe in the institution of marriage controlled by the government. So, and I'm not a wife-like person. I'm a very manly man. And many of you are kind of shocked that the people come in here accusing me of being gay, even though I'm not. And I think what's happening is people are so attracted to me that that it's almost like I exude sensuality. So a lot of you people who are bi-curious or going through homosexual panic are kind of fantasizing about me. And you got to realize I'm a heterosexual. And I've always been a heterosexual, and I'm built like a bull. So you don't want to call some heterosexual guy a gay guy unless you want to get your ass kicked. All right? Just get that through your thick heads. Okay. As you know, I preheat my pans on level 4, and I'm getting this to a reduction on level 5, level 6. And I'm going to literally boil. I've never put mustard and milk together. This is a first. Getting that to a little level so it'll reduce down, as opposed to heavy cream. All right, let's make it happen. Uh-oh, Biden's out there. My dedication is obvious, yeah. No, I'm not gay. And Carrot Cake, you too, along with your Time Pilot name, have been banned. And I'm going to ban your IP. I'm going to do an IP ban on you, Carrot. Yeah. We're going to IP ban you. Just because you deserve it for coming back here as Carrot Cake. Yep, there we go. Bye, Carrot Cake. No, Wednesdays I don't take a shower. I just let my hair sit naturally. Yeah, it's wasteful Wednesday. I don't want to waste water, so it's one of those things. I would never ever censor you. I'm only taking out people that criticize me in a derogatory way, not in a productive way. All right. Well, we're already running out of time, and here we haven't even cooked. Okay, we've got a nice hot little reduction going here. I have no idea what the hell that was for. I'm going to dump all this thyme in there because we're running out of time. It's time to dump that in there. All right. I don't know about you, but I think that apple's got to go in the sauce, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut it right now. Ooh. Apples have a really interesting benefit to pork. I'm going to go ahead and use my apple cutter. Have you ever seen these? They're pretty cool. Hey there. Hey, hey, come on. Come on. Play the game. All right, we're going to throw those apples in there. Yeah. Nice. Going to cut them up a little bit. This is going to go in the couscous. Wow, that's wild, man. That's coming up to a full boil, a roaring boil. I'm going to continue reducing it down. I'm going to dump all that apple in there. You know what I'm also going to do is I'm going to put a red onion, or I'm going to put a red pepper in here. See, I like the red pepper. And since I'm doing a reduction, I might as well take advantage of the heat. I've got a pan in the back. I'm going to put some sunflower oil on. About 2 tablespoons. All right. That pork I'm going to braise before I roll it. So I'm going to take this pork out of the package. Making sure you don't cross-contaminate your knives or anything. Whoa, see that? That was a wild cam move, wasn't it? That was a money shot. People like that. That's the money shot. Okay. Serves me right for reusing 3M tape. God. Okay. Now, it's been contaminated. I'm going to pull this up off the board and rotate it. Like that. See it? There we go. No more contamination. I'm going to take that onion and chop it up. That too I'm going to put in the sauce. But of course, the nice thing about yellow mustard as opposed to Dijon, we're going against the French here on this one, is you don't have to really. That was one onion in this yellow, in the white sauce, and now I'm going to put the other half of the onion in the pan with the sunflower oil. Are you with me? Got a sizzle going. Okay, I'm going to take and braise that pork, but before I do, I'm going to rinse the pork off in case it did have any problems. I was looking at some nice pork today that was fresh, and this came out of my freezer, so this is close to a loin as I'm going to get. It's boneless ribs. Hold on. Somebody at the door. All right. We're going to braise that pork on a fairly high flame. I'm going to take it up to level 7. I'm going to put fat side down, and I'm going to sprinkle that with rosemary. I'll wash my hands in just a second. Beautiful rosemary. I love rosemary. I grow it. No, that was not anything important. All right, I'm washing my hands off. All right. The pork is ready to go. I'm going to a hard boil on this. High flame on the pork. Okay, good. I'm going to give this little white sauce a stir because it's still cooking. Now, if you want to cook the red pepper, you can inside the pork dish. Okay, cool. Okay, I'm going to cut them in long slivers, and I'm going to lay them next to the pork. Okay. Give it a little stir. Remember, I'm just browning it. I'm going to cook it hard on one side to sear it. I'm going to slightly cover it, leave it over, just slightly open for just a bit, okay? More pepper, you idiot! My God, man, pull yourself together! I have a plastic bag underneath because I'm going to be laying some Wonder flour out, and we're going to mummify this pork. Now, this calls for a 20-minute cook in an oven, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to stove fry this. Yeah. Yeah, look at that reduction going on. Big time. Okay. I'm going to rotate the pork. Remember, I'm just searing it. That smells really good with the rosemary. Okay. Beautiful. Keep that cover slightly off so it doesn't steam. Smells great. The aroma is incredible. I mean, I'm in kitchen heaven here. Yeah. The plastic bag is to just prepare the Wonder flour, and I'm going to pretty much cover everything. I'm going to take that Santa Fe picante sauce that I had from my Y210 selection. I have a Y210 supply of food. I put it in the cupboard in Y210. I'm going to pour that in there on top of everything. That gives the pork kind of a red appearance. I get every last drop so you can shake it around. Pour a little bit in the reduction sauce too while you're at it. All right, we're flying now. All right. Oh my gosh, there's been an assassination attempt. Oh my goodness, I hope he's okay. The pork has been de-haired. Everything's working on. I'm just relaxing now. It's red, now it's a Native American pork, thank you. Well, you said that there was a red sauce in this, so I went with red, and it was your idea, Meow TV, so even though the recipe didn't call for red, you said it was going to be red sauce. So, hey. Okay. That's quite a nice creamy consistency here. The whipping cream replacement is coming down in size. And we're going to get ready to add the couscous. It's Dr. Meow. He said it was a red sauce, which is classic coming from him. And then I looked at the recipe and it was a mustard sauce. So I'm quite surprised. Whip it out. That's right. Couscous is just basically it's spaghetti that's been put through a grinder. I'll have to get the Trader Joe's couscous. I got this for $2.19. I mean, this is a pretty good deal for 10 ounces of couscous. I'm going to switch to another pan. Ta-da! Ta-da-ta-ta-ta-da! I'll take a little of that stuff and reduce it down and put it in the in with the pork. Make kind of a gastrique out of the remaining. All right. I'm going to put Wonder flour on this plastic here. I'm going to unzip this little package of bacon I picked up for $2. Can you believe this? I got this for $2 on sale. I put it in the freezer. If you can get a pound of bacon for $2, that's pretty amazing. Okay, then I'm going to take the pork and pull that out because it's been slightly glazed, slightly braised. I'm going to put it out and I'm going to cool it off. Nice. Leaving the red pepper and onion to sit there and continue to meld as ingredients. I'm going to let that pork get cooled off a little bit. Okay. Okay, well let's get some ingredients in here to make it more red. Meow TV gave us some ideas. We're going to add paprika. First I'm going to put garlic powder, which is a must. I am going to put cumin. Yes, cumin. Coming up, cumin. I'm going to put some cumin in here. About 3 or 4 shakes. I'm going to put some paprika in here. Not too much, about 3 or 4 shakes. I'm going to stir it up, setting the temperature down to level 3 on both burners. Okay, cinnamon, yeah, let's put some cinnamon in there. Why not? Cinnamon's good for you. You betcha. You better believe it. You better believe it or else. Somebody told me that Julian Assange had another reveal today. Any earth-shaking news? Anybody know anything? Let's put some cinnamon in there. Nice. I'm not worried about any specific. Cinnamon's a nice melding ingredient. You know, I'm going to pull all of the red peppers out of this container. I'm going to put the whole thing in here. And maintaining the reduction, because I'm going to add my couscous to this dish separately once it's cooked. This will be the red sauce. All right, now let's take one of those pork pieces and dust it completely. We're going to mummify that pork. This is the mummified pork on the outside. We're dusting it. Take another one of these guys and dust it. Now remember, my pan in the back is still on level 3. I'm going to put a little bit more, 1 run of flour on it. There we go. This is the mummification process. This is a miracle, by the way. If you've ever tried this particular flour, it's great for making gravies and dusting things. Get pitted. If you're surfing, you'll get pitted. Okay? Now we're going to take and wrap this. Wrap the meat with a beautiful slice of bacon. Yeah. I'm going to put a little bit more oil on, with my clean hand, I'm going to put a little bit more oil on the, thank you, sorry I couldn't hear you. I'm going to put a little more oil on the pan back here. Another 2 tablespoons. That's hot. Okay, I'm going to grab a piece of bacon out of my bin. Nice. In fact, I'm going to add about 5 pieces of bacon. 5 or 6. I'm going to pull them out. There we go. Nice. Look at that bacon. Bacon, bacon, bacon. Yeah, I was telling people how I use the inside of a cereal box to glaze this stuff. Okay, while that is reducing, that smells so good. I'm going to wrap this little loin with a piece of bacon. Like that. And wrap it with another piece of bacon. Like this. Now this pork loin is as good as it can get. It's actually boneless. And if you have any problem with skewers, got nice little skewers you can run through the bacon. And that'll be okay on the stove. That way the bacon doesn't fall off. Okay, I'm going to get a clean hand here. It looks like the Elvis autopsy. That's very funny. Okay, you help me with the mic, make sure everything's good, because I've got a mic here that's going to direct itself to the sizzle. You ready? Okay, here we go. It's sizzle time. Okay, rotate that and turn your flame down to level 2. I'm going to wrap another one of these pork loins with the bacon. Hear that sizzle? Isn't that sound of wonderful sizzling? Love it. Wrapping this pork loin with the bacon. All right. Oh, that looks so good. And I'll take a little skewer and skewer it so the bacon doesn't fall out. Going a long ways. Hello. Okay, I'm going to rotate that bacon, that other piece. Okay. Oh, look at that sizzle. That is so nice. Okay, let's get that other piece, the big piece, in there. Got my bacon wrapped around it. I'm grabbing another couple slices of bacon because I love bacon. I'm going to wrap it all the way around that mummified piece of pork. Get my little handy skewer. And skewer it long ways. All right. You want to rotate this fairly quickly. You don't want it to stick. Okay. I'm putting the glazed side down. The glazed side up, I'm sorry. All right, good. I'm going to cover that up on a low flame. We'll get the hot water going here. I don't live in a trailer. I live in a modular home. I told you that. And I'm wiping all the pork off of my body to clean myself of the pork. Oh, this looks like an incredible red sauce. Let me get a camera shot of this. It's really nice. I think I can put a little more paprika in there. Actually, I'm going to go with chili powder. Do I have your approval? Thank you. You would say it was disgusting if I put anything in there. This chili powder is really benign. It's going to replace the cayenne that Mr. Meow wanted to put in there. Okay, good. We'll take the rest of this from this pan and put it in here. Okay, now we're going to start our couscous in the microwave. So, this box calls for 1 round 2-quart microwave dish. Okay, it takes one box takes 2 cups of water. Okay. So I'm going to add 2 cups of filtered water to this microwave dish. And it looks a little bit dirty, but it's not. It's old. I've had this for a long time. Two cups. Now add a little salt for flavoring. I'm going to microwave this on high for 5 minutes. Okay. You like? Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and rotate those with the spatula. I use a wooden spatula. Beautiful. Nice. Oh, the bacon smell is fantastic. Covering it up, slightly ajar. I use all the renderings from every single dish, and I'll use the rest of this and I'll put it back into the red sauce. I'm going to take the red sauce up to level 6 to get it to a higher boil. Adding more reduction. Okay, are we having fun? You could feed it to yourself. It smells delicious. Okay, I'm cooking that on a level 3 at the back burner. And normally this calls for 15 minutes on an oven, and I really don't want to cook with an oven. I really would much rather cook it on stove, because number 1, the oven's going to take forever. And number 2, this way I can wrestle with the microphone. Okay, now you tell me if my microphone is good. Testing, 1, 2, yeah, I'm good. Okay, great. You can hear everything going on at the same time, right? This is like a crescendo of cooking pleasure. Now I rinse out while I'm cooking, so I never really have any old dishes sitting around. The nice thing about this plastic thing, you just wrap it right up. And take and dust the actual dish. Let me get a camera angle on you. Continue mummifying your dinner. All right. We're almost done with that. You know, the bacon is fantastic because it prevents the dish from sticking. Hello. Okay, here we go. I'm going to put the bacon in a microwave, in a container, to put it in a Ziploc container and put it in the refrigerator, because Sarah loves to cook bacon. All right, getting there, very close to near completion here. The least intrusive. Whoa! Wild cam, wild cam, wild cam. The least intrusive thing in this dish is the this camera has been an absolute failure because I wasn't using the cheap plastic. I used the good 3M plastic and it doesn't work very well. Yeah, I'll have to go to the cheap brand, but the nice thing is it doesn't put residue on my water bottle. All right. Compost goes in the compost container down here. All right. Well, Sarah will love to have some of this. I'm sure she'll love it. Okay, we got both dishes cooking away very nicely. Wild cam, wild cam. Something about this camera is not working tonight. Remind me not to get 3M again. Thanks. Yeah, the best tape doesn't work very well. That's just really disappointing. Okay, well, we're going to deal with the adversity somehow. Masking tape. Sure, why not? It's bound to be better than that 3M stuff. Just anything to make that thing stick. Okay. Come on. Come on. Come on. Okay, we're almost done. Isn't this exciting? Okay, let's flip the pork. Beautiful. Nice. All right. Got nice caramelization on the outside of it. I'm going to turn the red sauce down. I'm going to turn the dish down to low, and I'm going to let it simmer for a good 30 minutes because you want to make sure the interior of your pork is 160 degrees. And you can do that on, thank you. You can do that on a stovetop if you're really so inclined. There we go. Yeah. Look at the lights coming down earlier. We got 8 minutes before the show starts. This is a recording, yeah. We put this on the internet at about halfway through our show. I'll go in here and I'll upload the entire dinner. All right. How is it caramelized? Are you kidding? The bacon automatically caramelizes everything. You can hear it in the background. Let me show you the mic. Listen to that. Fantastic. There's not a lot of moisture in the actual, not a lot of moisture in the actual pan that's cooking on the stove. So it's caramelizing very slowly, and the pork is cooking through and through. And it's melding with the ingredients of the bacon and the flour. Now this is a wonderful red sauce reduction. I'm just kind of like finessing it and letting it melt into itself. That'll be nice. Now I'm going to take the water, which was boiling, and I'm going to put the couscous in the water. I'm also going to add a few ingredients for flavor. I'm going to add a little ground pepper, or excuse me, ground pepper, garlic powder. I'm going to put a little bit more of that chili powder in here. You can replace this with any number of things. Cumin, I'm going to put a little more cumin in this, in the water. And I'm going to add the couscous. Now, the nice thing about couscous is it's basically pasta that cooks almost instantly because it's so small. I'm going to give that a little stir, and then I'm going to throw it in the microwave for 2 minutes on high. Okay? We're getting close to the showtime. Look at that. Showtime. Hey, I hope you've enjoyed this mummified pork recipe. It'll be served complete with the pork, the couscous around it, and then the red sauce on top. Isn't that wonderful? All right, we're getting some problems with the connection here, so if you can't see me, I'm going to get everything going and then I'm going to drop out of here. We got drop frames going. All right. Are we on? Let me check. Is video on? Okay. This is a recording. I have cooked for 45 years. Okay, good. Oh, look at that beautiful red sauce. It has a nice piquant to it because we used a little picante sauce. New York City. I'm going to take the box and recycle it. That goes in my paper recycling. All right. Hey, thank you everybody for attending the Dave's cooking experiment with the mummified pork with red couscous. We're getting ready for the show. I'm going to get in the show in just a second. We got 4 minutes till the start of our show, and I'm just finishing up my rice, or rather my couscous. As you can see, it inflates quite a bit, but it's perfect. It's done. Beautiful. Okay. Let me see if I can get a presentation for you. Put the couscous down, spread it around, like so. This is your secondary, dish. I'm going to immerse it in the red sauce, which is thoroughly done right now. Isn't that beautiful? Wow, look at that. Just look at that. And then I'm going to serve one of my bundles on top so you can look at it. And I'll put it back in the slow cook. But man, that smells so good, and it's still caramelizing. Great. Okay, just leave that on the stove. But for presentation, I'm going to take a quick look at that for all of you to look at. Let me get a light on the subject. I present the mummified pork with red couscous. And this serves very nicely. This will feed a family of 5 a full meal. Amazing, isn't it? Okay, I'm going to sign off. Thank you so much. I will be back to start the show in just a couple minutes. Thank you. I'm going to put that pork back on the stove, by the way, and cook it some more. It should cook a good 30 or 40 minutes slowly on the stove. And the longer you cook it on slow, on simmer, the more tender it gets. It's like carnitas. All right, everybody, take care. We'll see you in a bit.